안녕하세요. 미디어 프로젝트 3주 3차시 강의를 시작하겠습니다. 오늘은 3장 기하급수 기업의 외적 요소입니다. 스케일에서 C는 커뮤니티와 크라우드입니다. 테드 컨퍼런스를 만든 크리스 앤더슨은 Do It Yourself Drones라는 커뮤니티를 만들어 왔습니다. 많은 회원을 거느린 이 커뮤니티는 미군에서도 사용하는 프레데터 드론과 아주 유사한 드론을 설계하고 만들기도 했습니다. 그런데 한 가지 큰 차이점이 있습니다. 프레데터는 400만 달러지만 DIY 드론즈 드론은 겨우 300달러입니다. 거의 2% 성능 차이밖에 나지 않는데 대체 어떻게 이런 일이 가능할까요? 이런 일이 가능한 이유는 앤더슨이 시간과 전문 지식을 기꺼이 내놓는 수많은 열정적인 애호가들을 활용했기 때문입니다. 앤더슨은 이렇게 말합니다. 커뮤니티를 만들어서 공개하면 꼭 맞는 사람을 굳이 찾을 필요가 없다. 그들이 알아서 찾아올 테니까 말이다. 역사적으로 인류는 부족과 같은 지리적 공통점으로부터 커뮤니티를 시작했습니다. 하지만 오늘날에는 인터넷이 특성에 기초한 커뮤니티를 만들어내고 있습니다. 이 커뮤니티의 구성원들은 의도와 신념, 자원, 선호, 욕구, 위험, 기타 특성을 공유하지만 물리적으로 가까워야 하는 것은 아닙니다. 어느 조직이든 기업체든 커뮤니티는 핵심 팀원과 과거 팀원, 협력사, 공급업체, 고객, 이용자, 팬층으로 구성됩니다. 이 핵심층 밖에 있는 사람은 모두 크라우드입니다. 기하급수 기업이 커뮤니티와 소통하는 것은 단순한 거래가 아니라는 점을 알아야 합니다. 진정한 커뮤니티는 P2P 방식의 참여가 일어날 때 가능합니다. 커뮤니티를 운영하려면 강한 리더십이 필요하다는 말입니다. 직원은 없어도 사람들은 여전히 책임감이 있어야 되고 본인이 한 일에 책임을 져야 하기 때문입니다. 기하급수 주변에 커뮤니티를 형성하면 다음과 같은 3단계의 과정이 필요합니다. 첫째로 MTP를 이용해서 초기 멤버를 끌어들여야 합니다. 두 번째로 커뮤니티를 키웁니다. 커뮤니티를 키우려면 귀 기울여 듣고 응답해야 합니다. 셋째는 플랫폼을 만들어서 P2P 참여를 자동화합니다. 에어비앤비는 플랫폼만 제공하고 숙박지에 대한 평가서는 이용자들이 채워넣습니다. 택시업계에 파괴적 혁신을 몰고 오는 우버, 리프트, 사이드카는 고객 및 운전자가 서로를 평가하도록 권장합니다. 라스베가스에 있는 자포스의 CEO 토니 쉐이는 라스베가스의 다운타운 프로젝트를 추진했습니다. 이 프로젝트는 도시 지역의 일과 놀이를 통합시켜 주택의 인프라, 해커 공간, 상점, 카페, 극장, 예술이 함께합니다.
Based in Las Vegas, Nevada, the Downtown Project is a $350 million initiative turning the city into a startup, creating a thriving entrepreneurial ecosystem in the heart of downtown Las Vegas. Entrepreneur Tony Hsieh led the launch of the Downtown Project in 2012 with a 5-year plan that included acquiring and developing land, investing in tech companies and small businesses, and getting to cash flow positive by the end of year 5. Since launching, the Downtown Project has acquired more than 60 acres of land, invested in over 300 businesses, and has created jobs for more than 800 people.
초기 단계에서는 MTP를 공유하는 기존 커뮤니티에 참여하는 편이 더 쉽다고 느끼는 회사가 많습니다. 예를 들면 자가 측정 운동은 인체의 각종 부분을 측정하는 스타트업들을 모두 한자리에 불러 모읍니다. 그렇게 서로 연대해서 커뮤니티를 만들었던 웨어러블 스타트업들을 예를 들면 스캐너도, 위싱즈, 핏빗 등이 있습니다. 크라우드는 핵심 커뮤니티의 바깥쪽을 구성하는 동심원의 사람들로 구성됩니다. 크라우드는 접촉하기 더 어렵지만 구성원 수는 훨씬 더 많습니다. 그렇기 때문에 조직은 반드시 크라우드로 구축해야 합니다. 크라우드와 주문형 직원 사이에도 분명한 구분이 있습니다. 주문형 직원은 플랫폼을 통해 특정 업무를 위해 고용됩니다. 주문형 직원은 관리 대상입니다. 뭘 해야 하는지 기업이 지시하는 대상입니다. 반면에 크라우드는 끌어당기는 대상입니다. 아이디어를 제시하고 기회와 상금을 제시하면 사람들이 기업을 찾아옵니다. 기하급수 기업은 창의성과 혁신, 검증, 자금 모집까지 크라우드를 활용할 수 있습니다. 다음에는 관련된 동영상입니다.
You've heard of machine learning, but what is it? Machine learning is a technique that allows computers to acquire skills by looking at several examples, instead of through sets of rules. Machine learning makes it easier for you to do things every day, like searching for photos of what you love, speaking to anyone in any language, and getting you exactly where you want to go, anywhere in the world. So how do machines learn? In machine learning, computers find, identify, and learn common patterns through sets of data. For example, showing a computer many images of cars teaches it how to recognize a car in any picture. The more variety of car images we show it, the better it gets at recognition. That's why your contributions to the Crowdsource app are important. They help create and verify accurate examples for computers to learn, which in turn enables features that benefit everyone. When you verify image labels, you help apps like Google Photos and Google Lens get better at classifying photos and identifying objects. When you label the sentiment of sentences, you help Google Maps and Google Play organize reviews in your language. When you verify translations, you help Google Translate make more accurate translations in your language. So your favorite apps get better for everyone, thanks to you. As part of the global crowdsource community, you're joining contributors in your country and throughout the world to contribute millions of examples. Your responses are combined with thousands of other users' answers to determine a best response, which is called ground truth. The ground truth is fed to machine learning models that find patterns to learn specific skills, such as how to identify cars in a photo or how to translate from one language to another. What a machine learns is limited by the data it's given. If we develop an image recognition algorithm with images from only a small part of the world, it will only recognize objects from that part of the world. In order for apps like Photos to work well for everyone, we must train machines using images from every part of the world. By using Crowdsource, you're representing your region, language, and opinions in training data. Thank you for being a part of the community.
소통하는 전체 과정에 여러 툴과 플랫폼을 활용할 수 있습니다. 이런 과정을 도와주는 플랫폼에는 아이디어 스케일, 브라이트 아이디어 등이 있습니다. 검증을 하려면 어떤 실험이나 제품 및 서비스가 미리 정해진 사항을 만족시켰다는 측정 가능한 증거가 있어야 합니다. 이것을 도와주는 툴에는 구글 애드워즈 등이 있습니다. 크라우드 펀딩이라는 요즘 트렌드는 웹을 이용해서 비교적 작은 규모의 투자자들을 아주 많이 규합해 아이디어에 필요한 자금을 조달합니다. 그러다 보니 그 과정에서 자본만 모집되는 것이 아니라 시장의 관심도 반영됩니다. 크라우드 펀딩 회사로는 킥스타터와 인디고고가 있습니다. 다음에는 관련된 동영상입니다.
In the past, shipping a product or launching a company was only an option for those who had the money, or for those who could attract an investment from venture capitalists. Crowdfunding websites like Kickstarter and Indiegogo have drawn a lot of attention from entrepreneurs, policymakers, investors, and the public. Their enthusiasm is understandable. Today, these internet marketplaces connect people seeking funds with hundreds, if not thousands, of supporters. But the idea that an entrepreneur could raise funds from a large number of sources, each providing just a small amount, isn't really new. In 1985, Paul Hogan and John Cornell tapped 1,400 Australian investors to produce the blockbuster movie Crocodile Dundee. In the 1970s and 80s, limited partnerships, which required minimum investments of no more than $2,000, became a popular form of financing everything from shopping malls to oil and gas exploration. And charities, of course, have long relied on funding drives that aggregate thousands of small donations. What is new is the emergence of powerful internet platforms that enable funding campaigns. These crowdfunding platforms lower the costs of running a campaign by leveraging the geographic and social reach of the internet to connect fundraisers with millions of potential backers. In exchange, these platforms charge a fee, typically a percentage of the amount raised. There are 4 major crowdfunding models. It's easiest to classify them according to what they offer in exchange for the funds they receive. either equity, debt, some type of a reward, or nothing but the satisfaction of donating to a good cause. Equity-based sites such as AngelList and CircleUp provide a platform where people can sell shares of their company. This type of funding only represents a small fraction of all crowdfunding activity. Legal and practical constraints have slowed things down, but upcoming regulatory changes could make a big difference. Today, peer-to-peer lending sites like Lending Club offer a crowdsourced solution for debt. It's part of a larger revolution in financial tech, internet software that aims to disrupt the traditional finance industry. While banks typically serve as an intermediary for loans, the peer-to-peer model allows one person, or many, to lend money directly to those who need it. This allows savers to earn more and borrowers to pay less. Rewards-based sites are one of the major innovations in crowdfunding. Funders back campaigns that interest them with the promise of receiving something in return, usually a copy of whatever project they're backing. Kickstarter is the most well-known example of this model, and has been used to fund everything from the creation of albums and short films to the development of 3D printers and smartwatches. Finally, there are charity platforms like Causes or CrowdRise. Fundraisers usually do not offer anything in return for donations except for the information and feedback about the good deeds that those campaigns have enabled. Crowdfunding has been growing at a steady rate worldwide, opening up new opportunities for both entrepreneurs and investors. Crowdfunding has already demonstrated the ability to promote innovation, wealth creation, and more. But of course, it has also revealed certain potential shortcomings.
이 플랫폼들은 여러 사회적 목적이나 스타트업을 위해 큰 돈을 모집하는 기능 외에도 가용 자본에 대한 접근성을 대중화하고 있기도 합니다. 고급 디자이너 청바지 회사인 거스티는 자사의 디자인에 크라우드 펀딩을 이용합니다. 고객들이 특정 디자인을 후원하여 모금 목표액을 채우게 되면 제품이 제작되어 모든 후원자에게 배송되는 방식입니다. 거스티는 이러한 방법으로 제품 리스크도 재고 비용도 생기지 않습니다. 다음에는 관련된 동영상입니다.
There is something special about the perfect pair of jeans. Worn for years, perfectly broken into your body, aged to a shade of blue that you didn't know was possible. This is our obsession. But now we're starting something totally new. Let's keep everything we love about this industry and change all the rest.
We made our first pair of jeans 6 years ago. They were sold at the best stores in the country at $205 a pair. This craft is what drives us. The classic styling and true quality we've developed is something we will never change. We always wanted to have a stronger connection with people who wear Gustin. Now we can. We'll design an amazing line of clothing and let you choose what we produce. What's so exciting about selling to you directly is we can get you a $205 pair of jeans for $81, our true wholesale price. This is a big shift that no high-end brand has done, and we're doing it for everything we make. For Kickstarter, we're producing denim, and we need your help to make it happen. At $20,000, we'll be able to fund our initial production. At $40,000, we'll be able to create a collection, and you can choose what we produce.
We're creating something totally new. Join us.
기하급수 기업들은 이미 커뮤니티와 크라우드를 많은 기능 조직에 활용합니다. 아이디어 창출이나 자금 조달, 디자인, 유통, 마케팅 및 세일즈 등은 모두 예전에는 기업 내에서 처리되던 기능 부문입니다. 소셜미디어 그루인 클레이 셔키는 그런 변화가 인지잉여, 커그니티브 서플러스를 활용하고 있으며 큰 힘을 갖는다고 말합니다. 전 세계적으로 사람들이 가진 자유시간을 합치면 연간 1조 시간이 넘고 이 시간은 공통 프로젝트에 활용될 수 있다고 합니다. 주문형 직원 및 커뮤니티와 크라우드 덕분에 기업의 핵심 인력은 점점 더 작아지고 유연하게 운영하는 인력은 점점 더 커집니다. 그 결과 기업들은 훨씬 더 기동성이 생기고 다양하게 유입된 수많은 인력들 덕분에 옛것을 잊고 새로운 것을 배우는데 능해집니다. 커뮤니티와 크라우드의 가치와 전제 조건입니다. 첫째, 커뮤니티와 크라우드는 왜 중요한가? 기하급수 기업에 대한 충성도가 증가합니다. 기하급수적 성장을 견인합니다. 새로운 아이디어를 검증하고 학습합니다. 기동성이 생기고 실행이 빨라집니다. 아이디어 창출을 증폭합니다. 두 번째는 전제 조건입니다. MTP, 참여, 권위 있고 투명한 리더십, 낮은 참여 문턱, P2P 가치 창출입니다. 다음에는 관련된 동영상입니다.
Big, medium, and small are soliciting contributions from a large group of people, and they especially do that from an online community. And the best thing about this is that it's a win-win situation for both parties, as our Park Ji-won reports.
A lively debate is taking place over ways to better industrialize products. LG Electronics started operating a website 2 weeks ago where people can freely pitch their product ideas. If selected for production, the company has agreed to give the creator 4% of the total sales, while another 4% would be available to others who helped in the process of development. Over 8,000 submissions have already been made. Some include a helmet that runs on solar power and a refrigerator with transparent doors that lets people see what's inside.
These insightful ideas for home appliances come from the actual users of the products. We decided to turn these useful ideas into reality by providing ways to commercialize them.
This venture company gives 40% of a product's profits to the person who comes up with the idea. Its CEO believes strongly in the benefits of crowdsourcing.
Creation does not come from a single person. An idea comes to light when many people join forces. I think the true meaning of creation shines through cooperation.
Crowdsourcing goes beyond gathering new ideas and working together. It is proving to be a long repeated process of collaboration, discussion, and modification that is rewarded with a unique product at the end.
다음은 어펜딕스입니다. 지금까지 시청하신 것으로 이번 차수의 수업이 인정됩니다.
The gift of giving is what one social media innovation makes possible all year long. David Pogue shows us how it works and who it helps in our cover story.
Morgan Stickney of Bedford, New Hampshire, has always been something of a mermaid.
What are all those?
They're just medals from over the years.
By age 14, she had a room full of swimming medals and was dreaming of the Olympics.
This was at sectionals. That was when I was ranked top 20 in the country.
But one day, in 8th grade, her entire life changed.
I was walking to swim practice, and then my left foot just all of a sudden started hurting.
Over the next 6 years, the pain became excruciating. Her doctors at Brigham and Women's Hospital in Boston eventually determined that she had a rare vascular disease and that there was only one sure solution.
We did a below-the-knee amputation.
Wait, hold on. That seems like a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, I was struggling for 6 years. I was on opioids, and my life was kind of just like there really wasn't much left of it, it felt like.
But only 3 months after the surgery, Morgan was back in the pool. She won 2 events in the 2018 Paralympic Games. But then, the disease came back in her right leg. It was amputated in October.
Losing my left leg, actually, emotionally, I did really well. It was the next step that I can move on with my life. When this happened with my right leg, I mean, it was devastating for me and my family.
You had health insurance going in, right?
Mm-hmm.
And of course, they paid for all of this.
That would be wonderful.
We do pay a large portion, of course, but there's so many expenses that are not covered.
Tony and Sherry Stickney have spent over $250,000 of their own on medical expenses. And they're in debt.
During these medical procedures, is there a tally in the back of your head going, oh my God, how am I going to afford this?
Never even thought about it once. Most important thing is getting Morgan healthy.
Mm-hmm.
This past September, just before Morgan's second amputation, Sherry's best friend offered to start a GoFundMe campaign.
She said, I think that this would be something that could really help you guys.
It's not something that we would ever have hoped that we would, have to get involved in other than to donate to somebody else. But Morgan needs a lot, long term.
GoFundMe is a website where anyone can appeal to the public to contribute money for pretty much anything. Before it was founded in 2010, you might have waited for help from the government or charities if you were in trouble. But today, people turn to crowdfunding sites like GoFundMe after a natural disaster, or a mass shooting, or when they need money for funeral expenses, for acts of kindness, or for acts of politics, like this one to build a border wall in New Mexico. But a third of all GoFundMe campaigns are for medical expenses like Morgan's. So far, her campaign has raised more than $45,000.
We've become the world's largest crowdfunding site. People think of it all the time. When there's a problem, you start a GoFundMe.
Rob Solomon is GoFundMe's CEO.
More than $9 billion has been donated on the platform. And this is pretty staggering. 120 million donations have happened on GoFundMe.
This is our homepage, and right up here, just start a GoFundMe.
GoFundMe wouldn't tell us exactly how many campaigns are on its site, but says that 10,000 new campaigns are created every day. There's no charge to set up a campaign. You can ask for any amount of money, leave the campaign running as long as you want, and keep whatever comes in.
There are people who are going to see this, who are going to go, it's that easy? I could do that for myself? Should we set some expectations on how many of them actually succeed?
They don't always hit their goal. The reality is you have to tell a very compelling story. You have to be very transparent about what you're doing. You have to share your campaign.
Sharing means spreading the word on social media like Facebook and Twitter, or even the news media.
The more eyeballs you can get on a fundraiser, the more potential it has to raise money.
For years, GoFundMe kept 5% of every donation for itself, plus 3% for credit card fees. But in 2017, CEO Rob Solomon made a change. Instead of taking a cut of every donation, GoFundMe now asks every donor for a voluntary tip.
There's no way that would work.
It works. It works very well. The majority of people who donate on the platform actually leave a small tip.
Well, okay. It's wonderful that this for-profit Silicon Valley tech company is actually helping people every day. But it's not all sunshine and bunnies. Whenever a lot of money changes hands, there are always scammers nearby.
New tonight, a Chester County woman is arrested for faking cancer, charged with collecting donations through a GoFundMe page.
And then there was the New Jersey couple who raised over $400,000 to help a noble homeless man. Turns out the three of them were working together to scam the public.
What's to prevent that sort of thing from happening?
We've probably added 100 people just focused on nothing but trust and safety, as we call it. So we're using a lot of technology. We use machine learning and artificial intelligence. It's very rare. We have less than 1/10 of 1% of our campaigns have any type of misuse associated with them.
Of course, that number includes only the scams that GoFundMe catches. Fortunately, when it does, GoFundMe says it refunds all donations.
Anytime you have a fraudulent transaction, I think that raises a lot of concerns because it reduces trust.
Una Osley is the Associate Dean for Research at the Indiana University Lilly Family School of Philanthropy.
We started tracking disaster giving going back to 9/11.
She studies the economics of charity.
If people give money to crowdfunding campaigns, are they then less likely to give to traditional charities?
So far, we are not seeing that in the data. Compared to more traditional fundraising campaigns, crowdfunding is still a small slice of the pie. What we are seeing, though, is that crowdfunding is changing and shifting how nonprofits raise money to use social media to tell their stories in a more compelling way.
Some charities, like the American Red Cross and United Way, have even partnered with GoFundMe to help raise money. Meanwhile, CEO Rob Solomon encounters the best and the worst of human nature every day.
If bad things happen, it's like a dagger in the heart. But I think people are innately good.
I would like to believe that.
It's true. I can prove it every day.
Okay, roll back.
As for Morgan Stickney, her fight continues. She'll soon get a second prosthetic leg to match her first one.
It has mermaid scales on it.
For a swimmer, of course.
Yes. Part human, part mermaid.
In the new year, She hopes to be back in the pool training for the 2024 Paralympic Games,
Your legs don't define who you are.
cheered on by her GoFundMe supporters.
To hear that people from all over the country believe in me and that they think that I'm an inspiration means a lot to me, because I'm just trying to live my life and get back up on my 2 feet.